If you guys haven't caught on by now, I record my videos well in advance. So I don't know when this is going to come out, but at the current time of recording, the best special rule is happening right now in PvP. And this special rule is you can't use Mythics, you can't use Elfin Dragon Kaiser, you can't use Pyramid Golem Obelisk, and you can't use Crystal Worm Calamitis. So what they did is they basically reverted PvP back to what it used to be like 6 years ago, where it was just the best legendaries you could muster and like the best team building you could do. And I love it. As you know, I complain about Mythics all the time. As a free-to-play player, it gets really frustrating as the game slowly like creeps more and more towards a game that is Mythic centered. And this super special rule is amazing. I can't wait to play all these teams, all these legendaries I've been wanting to use and make videos of that I can't use or win with because they don't stand a chance against Mythics. But now the playing field is basically even, and all of my legendary collecting and regular monster collecting is finally going to pay off. So we're starting with Hippotron. He came out at the time of recording relatively recently. He came out with Melusine. And I wanted to make a Moji team. Mojifly also came out recently, and Mojifly plays way better than I was expecting him to play. Like, the random clones into the Moji scales is actually pretty, like, good. The Moji buff, the Reckless attack, actually does quite a bit of damage, especially with that element advantage you saw that did, like, 8k. So this team was pretty fun. Blossom Moji also very interesting. I'm still trying to figure out how to best use Time Flower because it's weird because a lot of the moves you're using are around 100 seconds. So you have to make sure the seconds work out where you're going to use the move and then basically as soon as you use the move, you'll get the turn back, which is weird to play around. But this video is mostly centered around Hippotron, just using various other Moji monsters as well. Hippotron has Moji stun immunity and hold ground, so he counts as a Moji monster and he's stun immune. He has Zealous attack, Moji beam, which deals critical damage it deals critical damage and it negates revenge if you kill, but can only be used if the next monster in your reinforcements is a Moji monster. He has Call Supply, which summons a first form Hippotron who is a Moji monster. So you're basically setting up Moji Beam that way. And he also has Moji Catapult, which is a regular catapult, but it's only 80 seconds, and it can only sacrifice a Moji at the end of your team. So people are already running like one-cost Moji, Shiny Moji, Mojins S at the end of their team, so you might as well just catapult them for 80 seconds and get a kill. His secret skill I didn't have on because I think it's kind of unrealistic. It deals critical damage to 2 enemies, negates revenge if 10 Moji monsters have died. And that's pretty hard to set up, getting 10 Moji monsters to die before you use that skill, especially if you're using him as kind of the main attacker. So what I found is he plays okay. It's a little choppy. It's a little clunky, but he is like super fun and I love his design. And this was just a fun team to use. So let's talk about the gameplay. I have Mojis at the back, obviously, so I could use the catapult, which I went for to try to kill the shiny Aura Dragon, but obviously going around those 2 auto protectors wasn't really going to work out for me. He can do a double catapult, kills my Poloboss and Hippotron, of course, then exhausting attack the Glorionyx. Sleep Entrance puts Aura Dragon to sleep. I was also using Mojiness, but I didn't have anybody else bonded, so that wasn't the greatest use of Mojiness. I did that Cleansing Nova to just take off the stealths. And then I go for a Trial of Bonds on the Tenebris, gets blocked. I've noticed also this season a lot of people are using Magmalathian, which is interesting and cool. I did that a while ago. But as you saw, I did Time Flower there when Mojiness was at 85 seconds. So now I use a 100-second move. He gets the turn back. There we go. I set up my Bond Bloodthirst to be able to kill Galio Dragon right before he gets a turn. But I decided to give Trial of Bonds on Frilzion because if the Grizzleguard somehow gave turn to Magmalathian, which it did, I didn't want to eat a legit Scarlet Flame Burst that pierces. Probably would have killed Mojignis, whatever. Grizzleguard doesn't have a ton he could do. He could protect, he could AoE, and maybe hope it kills Rosegeist. Decides to just protect, but I'll kill him with the Venom Chrono Killer here. I have Freeze Cobra, who's not great right now because not a lot of people are poisoned. Now I can Bond Bloodthirst, kill the Cleoseraph. Soba-King is going to absorb that stun. Ore Dragon is still sleeping. Now I Purify everybody. Don't know if that was the greatest move with the Freeze Cobra on the field, but I can Poison Chomp the Soba-King. Ore Dragon's alive now, or awake now, but obviously doesn't have Link anymore, so he's not really a threat. I kill the Gyomrai. Purifying Drop again. I can Poison Chomp the Prism Paw, which is going to kill him. Bond Bloodthirst now on the Manta Samurai. I'm not scared of Gallia Dragon because everybody is stealth from the Mojinator, so I don't really have to worry about anything that he has to do. Magma Lathian has the bomb charged, as you can see with the check mark, but it's a Link bomb, so I'm not worried about that. He also doesn't have 2 kills, so his Bloodthirst isn't anything scary, but he does kill my Rosegeist. He just disconnected from there. With this Purifying Drop, I'm basically completely negating Prismarix. I'm completely negating Galio Dragon. I'm also basically completely negating Shiny Ore Dragon. So he just gave up from there, disconnected, whatever. Moving on to the next battle, up against El Miana NTK. This was a tough one. This was a close one. Let's check it out. Catmander right off the bat. Probably kills Shiny Gaia Wolf, right? Yep, Darkbane there. I just stealth, stun pulse because there isn't really anything else I can do with Poloboss, and I know Bundum is going to be able to kill whoever he wants. I'm just hoping he doesn't kill Hippotron, which he doesn't do. So now I Moji Catapult. I think I went for the Catmander and it went around. Great. But now this Geocosma is going to be able to kill Mojignus and Blossom Moji, or probably Poloboss, right? No, he goes for the Hippotron, which is fine by me because I can heal all. Now I go for the Payback Killer, which does go around and kill the Demule. His Bundum got put to sleep by my Moji Fly. I have the Emoji at the back, which I was deciding if I wanted to catapult or not. I decided to call a Hippotron and hope that I could Moji Catapult one more time around the Geocosma to kill the Skyhera. Unfortunately, I can't. The Hippobot comes in and gives my Hippotron a little bit of turn. I skip and kill his Joka Dragon. Now this Moji Beam I use on Shinobi Dragon, so I don't have to take a Shinobi attack. He's got a lot of sleep here, kind of spamming sleep entrances. I do a Crescendo Blast so that Poloboss gets the turn back from the White Titan. Now, am I worried about the White Titan? A little bit, but I'm more worried about the God P.A.K.A. So I do a Crescendo Strike, which doesn't kill. That Crescendo Blast did like 12k, so I was like, oh, surely I'm charged enough. But it wasn't enough, which is really unfortunate. But he's deciding what he wants to do, because if he does do a Dream Hunt, then my Mojinator is just going to come in and Purifying Mist, Purifying Drop, which will negate his God P.A.K.A. as well. So he was smart to skip and retreat. Now he can triple Dream Hunt, but instead goes for the Swift Potent Sleep, which hits my Poloboss. Now it's just my Hippotron against the world. And what do I do here? I might call a supply, but I don't know if I need to do that. I'm definitely worried about the Bundum. I don't know if he has a secret skill. I did the Moji Beam on the Skyhera. I think the reason I didn't kill the Freeze Cobra, I don't know. I'm not super sure why I did that. I know I wanted to see if it killed through the defense buff, which it did, which was exciting. He goes for the triple Dream Hunt. My Mojinator comes in, heals everybody up. His Poison Gas misses the Bundum, luckily, which means I can kill his Scorpiogeist with the Crescendo Strike. And now I probably just retreat with the Hippobot, right? Because what else would I do? I did a Zealous attack. Why did I do that? Oh, because I didn't want him to kill my Rosegeist with the Bundum. Except now I just have a Hippobot on the field. I don't think that was the right play. But either way, I needed the Moji Beam from Hippotron, so I couldn't retreat. Brought in the Rosegeist, unfortunately lose him to the Woolen Grace here. His Freeze Cobra now can do a Poison Burst on anybody he wants, does a Detrox Strike on the Hippotron. Bundum does a double Drain Survivor, so I lose 2 of my Poison Monsters. Things aren't looking great right now, but Cyclophena can only do an Even Onslaught, which I think he'll do right now on maybe Moku. Yep. Now, I have time to random clone, which I do. I retreat to bring in the next Moji Fly, which puts Freeze Cobra to sleep, which was super lucky. I did a mutual Poison Touch to poison Bundum so that I can Moji Scales. And now I can again Moji Scales the God P.A.K.A. I do a gain one to try and get us to Moji Moha range. And here, we are at a square. I did the math. This was me counting the math. We're at 16 monsters, which is, I think, 6, 10, 14, which is an even. Wait, I don't know why I did this, but I did the Moji Moha because I needed to kill that Cyclophena, basically. His Death Gazer comes in, which unfortunately does give Bundham the turn, which I knew was going to happen. But then he brings in my Death Gazer, so I do this Rexless attack on the Rockoid, thinking I would get the turn back from White Titan, but Mojifly dies to recoil. I was going to get the turn back and then kill the Bundham, and then I would have won. But for whatever crazy reason, that Reckless attack did like 8k because of the Moji boost, but Mojifly died to the recoil, so he didn't get the turn back from White Titan. His Bundham did, which let him double Survivor, which was so sad. But there you can see like the strength of Mojifly, especially like sort of rocking in the poison endgame, kind of weaving in and out of poison. I've been having a ton of fun with Mojifly specifically. But moving on to our final match here against a Jurlunger frontline. Not anything I'm scared about, except Rexotyrant can kill Glacearon right off the bat. So I do the Moji Beam to not take the Revenarcheon Revenge. Stun Pulse the Catmander because I don't want my Gaia Wolf to die. Also, Stun Pulse isn't super effective because I have Stun Bisector on the field. But he kills my shiny Gaia Wolf there. I do a Time Flower on the Hippotron. And then I do Moji Beam. So I think I don't think that was a good use of Time Flower because I think Hippotron is just going to get the turn right before Moji Beam because it was 96 seconds. See, there you saw him get the turn. If I had done Moji Catapult, which was 80 seconds, I think that would have been my smarter move because then I would get a turn and get to do another turn and then get the turn from Time Flower. So, like, it's weird. It's tough to adjust to, the Time Flower is, but I'm learning the strategy, you know. He's got all these static spheres, so I want to make sure that I am using the Moji Beams right because I don't want to take all these Explosion Revenges. I do one there, which obviously isn't going to kill everyone. Then I Moji Beam the clone, so he's like, he can't keep the chain going. Crescendo Type the Rexotyrant, do a clone, do a Trial of Bonds on the Catmander. This Siberion enters. Hippotron is stun immune, obviously. I think I could do the Moji Beam on him so he doesn't poison all and wake up the Night Lord, which I think is what I do, yep, and negate all of my hold grounds. He does an Energy Blast on the Mojignus and can't kill him now. I do Crescendo Strike on the Lore Lily, just like passing some time. Reckless Attack the Lore Lily just because, which I didn't need to, because obviously she's going to heal up. He does the Soporific Symphony, who I just purify from there. And he just gives up. So that is going to do it for this Hippotron Moji video. I think he's okay. I like him. The call supply is a little clunky because the rapid push entrance doesn't always work out. And it's 40 seconds and his moves are kind of slow. But also, I don't know. I think he's fun. I think he's exciting. But Moji's just a tough archetype to use. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm loving this special rule. Look forward to lots more PvP coming soon. Thank you all so much for watching. And I will see you in the next video.